Jag är my presidentship. I woke up this morning and have come to the conclusion that my house needs cleaning, I'm responsible, and I need to clean it. So let's get started. We're gonna take a quick break from cleaning, even though I really need to do that. If you saw this office right now, she needs help. Off screen, completed the one that I started in last week's video. Look at that. And I completed this one off camera. One thing I'm noticing about this clay is that I'm not able to do my cool texture that I did on my other pieces on my first collection, and that's fine. This one is a lot smoother of a clay body, so it doesn't have, I feel like it doesn't have the formula or whatever you want to call it to have that same texture. Like, it wants to be smooth, which is fine. But as you can see, I'm doing like this tulip vibe design, and I absolutely love it. It's not just going to be the tulip. Oh no, it's not going to just be tulips and then glazed. I'm going to do other designs on it as well that kind of just go more with my branding and my design stuff. So we'll see how that goes, and yeah, I'm excited. They're coming out pretty symmetrical. I definitely don't mind it being a little bit wonky, but I don't want it to be like undeniably wonky where it's just really obvious. You know what I mean? I am now doing a third pot of that style, and I have it pretty much done. I covered it in plastic for the last 2 days just so that it's still moldable. It's not in this stage yet. You know, so for someone that really loves ceramics and someone that really wants to be good at them, you think I would know a little bit more about like ceramic lingo, but I'm still learning. Let's go ahead and finish smoothing out this one and see how she comes out. I finished smoothing her out as best as I could. I think my only pet peeve with this clay is that it really does not want me to smooth it out as much as I want, and then it doesn't want to accept the texture that I want to give it. So this is honestly the best I think is gonna happen. Yeah, I think that's my only pet peeve with this clay body, is the other one was very receptive of what you did to it, and this one is fighting me in both directions. It wants to be smooth, but it won't let me get it that smooth, and it doesn't want to accept the texture that I am trying to give it. So that is my only beef with it, but she's all done. I do like the way she is shaped. I do like the way these tulip petals came out, and I think they all look very nice. Not super uniform, but you know, I like my pieces like that. I think for this launch, I'm going to do 4 or 5. I did not stick to this plan that I am discussing here. Definitely changed plans later on this video. So don't be like me. Plan your launches accordingly. Get the correct number of items that you want to drop, and you won't have to keep going back and forth on how many pieces of art that you're going to drop and create. Very happy with this one. Now we move on to the 4th one.
I'm just giving you a little update. I've completed 4 of these tulip pots. There's this tiny little one that you see right here. That's not a pot, it's a saucer. I know earlier in the clip I made it look like a pot, but it's way too shallow to be a pot. I tried to make it like a shallow succulent pot, but it kept, just because of the way I was designing it, it kept falling on the sides. And I was like, well, I actually need to make saucers for these anyways. So that is going to be one of the 5 saucers that I need to make. I've completed 4. I have 1 more to go. This one is going to be a shallow succulent pot. So I'll probably make it only like 2.5 inches high, just because succulents don't need to have that deep of a pot, but I'll make it still kind of wide. I never know how wide it is gonna be until I'm done, but just know that it's gonna be wider than a few of the other ones. I try to keep them wider and a little bit taller. Let me just go grab them. All right, so this is the one that I started off the video with. As you can see, she is like, I would say 3 inches tall, maybe 2.5 inches tall. And I made her wide so that she can be a succulent pot. She is a little wonky, but I think overall she's really well done. Side note, what I've learned about this clay, I like it, especially with the finished product. It's light. It's light, y'all. My last pieces had a lot of heft to them, which I really thought added like a quality to them, but she is so light, and that's okay, especially if I were to have to ship her. But I'm not gonna lie, I might go back to my red sculpting clay, or next time I buy clay, I think I'm going to ask for a heavier clay body, just because I'm not a huge fan of how light this clay body is. And then rolling it out in the coils, because it's so light, the coils are fighting against me a little bit too much, a little bit more than I'd like them to. So that's just my 2 cents on this clay body. And it is Maryland's from New Mexico clay. But if you were to throw with this clay, like on the pottery wheel, she would feel delicious. Now we have this one, which I really love the shape of. I love that it almost gives kind of like a crown vibe, but I love this very unusual shape that I created, and I do appreciate that it's still a little bit taller, so not, I feel like they're the same height. Both could be used for succulents, but I think that this one also could be used for like pothos. I've been thinking about, so I want to do markets, but I also want to sell online. So I'm really conflicted because I can't make an abundance like I would want to if I sold at markets. So I really want to do markets though, because I love connecting with people, especially people that may possibly be purchasing my pieces. So comment down below what you think I should do. Just keep in mind, if I do markets, I won't have as much product and quantity as I would if I were able to do it online, just because I can control the sales drops a little bit more. Like if I'm going to go to a market, I have to have product for every weekend or every time I go to that market, especially if it's not just like a one-time market and it's like a weekly market on like a Saturday or Sunday. I get distracted, but just leave a comment down below. Online sales or markets, just let me know. I'm really happy with this one. I think that it came out really well, a lot more symmetrical. I just love the way the tulip petals come out. And y'all are gonna be like, how do you measure the tulip petals? How do you get them to be pretty symmetrical? Let me tell you, I just send it, okay? Anyways, moving on to the next one. So I did say that feedback was to make bigger pieces, but also not every plant is meant to have a huge pot. And so I wanted to add a little bit of variety in sizes. So I created this one. I love her. I feel like as I was making the pots, they just got a little bit better and better. I'm not a huge fan of the bottom of her. You know, maybe I can still work her since I haven't fired her and try to smooth her out and make her not look so raggedy. I think that that texture is coming back a little bit that I had in my initial pieces. All right, and then moving on to the fourth pot. This one I think I executed a lot better, but for some reason she looks just the tiniest bit wonky. But now that I'm looking at her in the camera, she actually doesn't look too wonky. I need to get one of those X-Acto knife looking tools just because I've been trimming and cutting the ceramics, the clay with just this pointy tool, and it makes things challenging to say the least. As you can see, she's similar to this one, but this one is just a little bit bigger. And I think I executed her a lot better. With this one, with the bottom, it looks really good. And that is because I did the coils, I stacked the coils on top, and then flipped her over and emphasized the coil method with one of these tools, like cleaned up the lines. And then the difference is I took a sponge and I wiped the surface smooth, and that solved everything. So let's go ahead and finish her, and I will be back. Okay, I'm back. This is taking longer than I thought. That's actually good because I've had some time to think, and I've decided that this is going to be more than just a like 5-pot collection. I'm going to make it like a 20-pot collection. But I don't know if I should make it a 20-pot collection, okay? My inner Maya is like, Maya, you can't sell 20 plant pots. Like, who are you gonna sell them to? And I'd be like, and then okay, that's like my devil angel Maya. And then I have my angel Maya. And she's like, Maya, if you work hard and you market yourself correctly and you promote your products appropriately and consistently, you can sell 20 of these various plant pots. And I like angel Maya, but I'm also trying to keep devil angel Maya in mind because I'm like, 20 plant pots is a hefty order. But I'm conflicted because, like I said in the last video, I don't know whether to do online sales or in-person sales. And I've been thinking, I would love to do the in-person sales so I could do the plant arrangements for y'all, like not in every pot, but in some pots. And I think that would be really cool so that I can have a more in-person interaction with y'all and then sell you the pots in person, you know? It'd be a nice transaction. Whereas online, I feel like I'm having this interaction with you right now, but if someone were to just like go onto my website and buy this item, I don't know how to convey the story behind it as well as I am on this video, and as well as I would in person. Do you see how I'm in a pickle right now? I am in a pickle. Because I will be dropping a video soon, starting a series about a very big project that I'm going to be working on. And that big project is going to be taking up a lot of my time. And I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know if I'll have the time for my full-time job. I have an 8 to 5, not a 9 to 5. I have an 8 to 5 job. And then I come home, I work on these pieces. And as you can see, this one piece has taken me 3 days just to get here. I'm not even done, okay? I have this huge project. I have collections that I want to make, and I have various collections I want to make, but this project is also art. But it's a huge art project that I need to dedicate a lot of time to, on top of working my full-time job, on top of being a girlfriend, on top of being a dog mom, on top of having a social life, on top of a lot of things. And honestly, I don't know how so many YouTubers that are similar to my position, I don't know how they balanced like spouses work, because I know I follow some of them that worked full-time jobs on top of having a small art business like this, and we're also like either parents or dog parents and also had friends, and I'm just like, I also have to worry about bills. I need stability in my life when it comes to finances. I can't just be doing this all day. But okay, I'm diverting and I'm getting off track and I all over the place. But anyways, so let's just go ahead and get back to the art.